This is about to get real messy.
Hey guys, welcome to A Singaporean Life, the one-stop YouTube channel for all things about life in Singapore. Today we have part 3, which is also the last and final part of our PC build video. Before the video starts, I want to apologize first because, not afraid to let you guys know, I ran into some issues. Firstly, it was extremely difficult to film and build the PC at the same time. Furthermore, as you guys can see, my PC case is black, which meant that the camera couldn't pick up what I was doing very well. In the end, I chose to cut out the footage entirely because it was just too subpar. That being said, I'm sure you guys can find many other PC build guides online and they do not have to be specific to Singapore. I will, however, go through briefly on what I have done. So that brings me to the next part. What exactly will you, the audience, be seeing and learning in this video? Cable management. That's right. Often a very neglected part of building a PC and a setup. But do you know that proper cable management isn't just purely for aesthetics? Messy and tangled cables all over the place not only lead to greater dust buildup, but it can also inadvertently lead to higher temperatures, which is why having proper cable management is so important.
So the first part is now done. We have successfully removed all of the previous cable ties that I just threw together to tie all this stuff together, and now we can redo everything and make it proper. So you can see here my wall mounts here, they come with these cable management channels, and it's really helpful for when you need to cable manage your stuff so that they have proper channels to run through and it doesn't look as messy. Now I can of course make this setup a lot neater if I just drill a whole channel into the wall and then stuff all the wires in. I know that's what some people do, and then you can cover the wall back up again, so it's sort of like a permanent thing, but I didn't want to do any more drilling on my wall, so I'm just going to have all of the cables out. But I will be running the cables in a straight line across behind the screen so that you guys will see a very nice clean look, and when you sit down and when you use the PC, you won't be able to see any wires because they'll all be hidden behind the screen here, which is why what I'm going to do is I'm not going to let any wires be drooping. I want to attach them and tie them up all to these cable management channels here using zip ties or cable ties so that they will not be drooping down and it won't look messy. So that's my whole plan for it. Now the main concern here is the speakers. The speaker cables, they are quite a pain to deal with, and there are quite a lot of speaker wires. Also the speaker wires are pretty long, so the only wires that you'll be able to see when you sit down is going to be the keyboard cables, the mouse cable, and the speaker wires. Those should be the only cables you see here. So these mess of cables here from the PC is obviously unavoidable because I'll need to have everything plugged in one way or another, and the best way for me to do it is of course run it as closely to put the PC as close to the screen as possible so that it's actually blocking the whole mess of cables so it doesn't look messy from the front. So that's my whole plan, and now we'll open up the PC and show you guys the cable management that is inside the PC. Okay guys, so here are the internals of my PC, and yes, I am using a flashlight from my phone on my other hand to actually show you guys, because like I said in the first part of the video, the case is really extremely dark without any lighting, and you guys really can see zero shit whatsoever without any form of lighting. So I'm sorry for the reflection of the light on the Hyper 212 LED metal surface, but yeah, you can see here the cable management. I would say I did a pretty good job in front. Really couldn't see much exposed cables other than the ones that you really need to, like this part and this part. Well, of course you need to have at least 1 or 2 cables here and there. It's impossible to 100% hide all the cables. So yep, there is that. You might be wondering, what is this white strip that is going around the whole corner of my PC case? Well, that is the RGB LED light strip that I bought on Lazada for $6 each, and yeah, they actually come with the double-sided tape. Unfortunately, the double-sided tape isn't that strong, so what I did was I used a bit of blue tack and I stuck them on, and yeah, it hasn't came off since. So it comes out through the back here whereby it hooks directly into the USB port on the back of my case to power the LED strips. I have mounted the two Gentle Typhoon fans on the top of the case, and there is a case, the original fans that come with the case. There is one at the back here, and there are two in front for intake. So the one at the back is pushing air out, and of course the two Gentle Typhoon fans on top are pushing air out. So now let us go to the back of the case, and we'll also see the bottom part of the case in a bit. Here we have the back of the PC case, and isn't that the best cable management you have ever seen? Okay, so apart from this mess which gets squished in when I put the cover back on, all of these I would say they are cable managed pretty well. We can see here they are all tied with cable ties to the nearest hook that I can find, so that the cables don't droop around and they aren't messy and whatnot. So you see here all cable ties, all cable tied, and this is the power supply at the bottom of the case here. See, more cable ties. So yeah, overall I would say it looks pretty neat, and I did whatever I can as best as possible given what I have. So the colorful cables here, they come from the Gentle Typhoon fans, and yeah, that's basically it for the PC case part of the cable management. Now I'm going to put everything back on, and we'll do the cable management that is on the outside of the case. Now I did not actually do this twice. I did this once. So this cable management I did while building the PC, so that I didn't have to open it up again and then redo the cable management in here. So this was done properly on the first try, and that is what you guys should be doing. Get your cable management done right the first time you build a PC. Don't have it in a mess and all over the place, and then you want to open your PC up again later on to manage the cables. That's going to be a real pain. So yeah, get it right and get it done once. So the first time you build your PC, cable manage every single thing that you can inside your case, and yeah, you should be good to go. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Right, so the cable management is finally complete, and this is how it looks like behind the monitors. You can see here all the cables are all bunched up together, and they run along in one straight line across the back of the monitors, so that none of the cables are really drooping downwards and one not looking messy. So you can see here all the cables are all bunched up together with cable ties, and then they are tied up to the monitor, to the wall mount cable management channels here, so it doesn't droop down, it doesn't look messy. I know looking at this part, it looks a bit messier than usual because of the huge bunch of cables, but having them cable tied together, and then I got these little white color pieces here that actually stick to the wall, and they actually have a hole for me to run the cable tie through, so I can tie all the cables together and, you know, bunch them up and loop them into one thick chunk of wires, right? And then here I have another one of those white pieces. Now moving on to the end of the mess of wires here, you can see it does start to get a little bit more messy behind the PC, but this is about as neat as I could possibly get it with bunching all the wires together. You can see here their length has all been reduced and all been cable tied together for wires that are way too long. So yeah, overall I think I did a pretty decent job of cable managing this, and this is what it looks like from the front. So realistically, I can only see a few cables running in the front, which is kind of unavoidable, like these speaker cables right here. And of course, with the PC as close to the monitor as possible, you really can't see the big mess of wires right behind there. So here you can see my keyboard. There's one cable running upwards there, of course, and then the mouse, the cable, I just had it connected to the keyboard's USB pass-through here. Right, so here I have the bottom part of the table all the way on the right hand side. You can see here one long cable from the back of the PC runs all the way here up into this USB hub right here. So this USB hub, it gives me three USB 3.0 ports, and it also gives me a SD card reader and a micro SD card reader. Very useful for when I want to transfer my files. Now this here, fortunately, I'm going to have to add more Blu-Tack because it's not holding up very well. So this here is for my keyboard, and you can see here it is connected right here. So one powers the keyboard, the other powers the USB pass-through on the keyboards. I still have one more extra spare port right here, which I can plug my thumb drive into if I wanted to, and all of this has been held together by Blu-Tack. So I know it looks pretty messy, the Blu-Tack, but if I don't, you know, put this much Blu-Tack on, it will not stick. So just putting Blu-Tack at the bottom here doesn't cause it to stick enough, so I actually have to have Blu-Tack surrounding it. Or I didn't want this to be permanent, which was why I didn't super glue it or, you know, epoxy into place. But if I wanted to, I could do that, but I wanted it to be removable, so I decided to just use Blu-Tack, which I would say works decently well.
So that is the end of this epic PC build guide. I hope you guys have found the videos useful when building your PC, and if you have, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more of such future content. Also, do let me know what other content you guys would like to see on this channel. Till the next time, I'm your host Jia Le. Peace out.